I'm up here in beautiful North Dakota where it's 6 o'clock at night. Liesel's down in Utah. You can still see there's a little bit of sunshine there in your back window there. And down in Australia, we got a lot of people that are joining us from Australia and people from all across the world that are joining us, UK and everywhere. And so tonight, this is our Sizzle World Team call, actually webinar. And we have a special guest, Leisel Mower, is on the call with us. Leisel works over there at corporate and works with the, well, actually, you don't even just work, you're not just a director of the beauty products anymore. What's really your official title nowadays?
Well, it's ever changing and expanding, of course. Beauty, skincare, also personal care products. We've got some fun things that I'm working there, kind of give you guys a little heads up that there will be some new changes, not changes, but some new introductions in the personal care line to kind of beef up some of those products. I do a lot of work with my dad just on like this hydrogen and the new products coming out. So that's something that, you know, I'll work with both him and Tom. The last product that I brought out was the cucumber lime hand and body wash, which I absolutely love. And,
wow.
Right? It's awesome. It smells so good. I am coming back to the lotion, the lotion that kind of everyone was so excited about. And we needed a hand and body lotion. We had so many people so excited for this. Tom Jr. also did that lotion. And we just had some problems with it going through ending stability. But this last month, we've kind of gathered together in our research meetings, and we've just said, let's get this product out there, and it's awesome. I've done some PowerPoints on it. I don't know if you remember seeing some of those, but you know, it's just, I don't know, that's a product I think is going to be in our top 5. You know, women and men use lotion every single day, and I think what I try and do when I'm helping with products is see products that maybe we could improve, like our conditioner and our shampoo, right, and have some maybe fun little fragrances there, obviously all natural, but do some different things like that, and some different lotions that maybe once or twice a year we have some fun little scents with that as well, and kind of make them so maybe even each quarter they change. So there's a lot of fun stuff like that that I do, and I work with both Tom and Senior and Junior to come up with an amazing formula that's, of course, sizzle safe. And I'm also working on a recognition program because while we've done, you know, pins and and we've got some really fun things. I think Australia will be really excited about that because we'll be really rolling out a lot of what the recognition program is going to be in Australia, because as we come there, we really want to be able, and interrupt me anytime you want me to stop, because I can, you know, go where you want me to go, but we really have had some great ideas as we've been meeting last few months, actually a year, on where we want to go with recognition. And we want it to be as fun a program as our conference, with some things along the way that really get our distributors excited about moving up through those ranks and doing some fun trips and things with the, you know, maybe even having a founders club, and so we can meet with those founders club in each of the different countries that we're in. They can have more of a say as they talk to their group, and then with us and kind of help us see where they like to go with products or promos or whatever it is, having them have a voice, and we're trying to give them that. But I think a founders club that goes along with that recognition program is a perfect fit. And, you know, we can, as we travel, talk to the people there and see what it would take to get into a founders club, who's interested in that, get a commitment from them. And, you know, I think what I've tried to do over the last couple of years, as we've heard distributors say over and over and over again that communication was an issue for us, and it was. We had a lot going on, obviously, last year. Changing compensation plan, taking a whole bunch of products and product lines away. The Sizzle Beauty, I was so sad. But, you know, that's not a complete end to that either. We had a change in the way our product packaging. Everything changed at the same time. It was complete and utter chaos because we had then, used a system. Everybody knows about ZenSoft. They kind of let us down right out of the chute. And it was a perfect storm of a time at Sizzle when we were growing like crazy. So all these new distributors coming on are kind of just like, what is going on? And the biggest complaint we've heard over and over is we're not getting the communication from Sizzle that we need to do. You know, how do we work this back office? How do we do this? When is this coming? And so with the WhatsApp call and our website and other things like that, our goal is to just fill in those gaps from us to you, and then taking it one step further with the Founders Club and having a more proactive approach of, you know, instead of you guys reacting to maybe things out there, but proactively coming and saying, hey, now the dust is settled, we can kind of all take a breather, we're still growing like crazy, now let's implement some really exciting things. And as I come to Australia, we'll have that program implementing at that time, really kicking off for the first time to a big group. So Australia is going to be really, in that regards, kind of seeing what we have for a recognition program. So I'm excited to do recognition. It's something throughout the years that we needed to do some really cool things on, and our distributors have been patient with us. And I've been looking out in the industry of what a lot of other companies do and what we want to do, and a lot of different voices inside Sizzle that's got some great ideas as well. And I think you guys are going to love it. And just so you know, I'm going to be sending out in the next week, for those of you that have an email address. If you don't, I can send it in the mail. We have a big Amish group. But I'll be sending out kind of a recognition packet for anybody, our leaders up on down, because as we're recognizing leaders, we're also going to be recognizing just some great things that happen within our downlines in any level, you know, and I want our leaders and distributors to be on the lookout for any distributor who's really going above and beyond. So maybe somebody's got a great booth they see, you know, one weekend, and they can snap a picture and send it in, or there's a new rookie who signed up and they're killing it and they've got some new idea they're working on. And we want to recognize those who have joined and have great ideas. They're giving it their all, and we want to recognize those as well as the distributors who are moving up the ranks as well. So we've got some fun things going.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you mentioned, I'm gonna backstep a little bit. You mentioned fun trips. Where's the trips? Tell us. Give us a hint.
Well, yes. We're actually looking right now to kind of see where those will be. We're wanting to get some regular conventions like we used to have, and so that we can kind of concentrate and have our distributors count on knowing that each year there's a place where be able to meet, recognize the leaders that have really ranked up during the year, announce new products and stuff like that. But for recognition, some fun little trips that aren't big, and you can earn your way there, and they're fun, and maybe the Mowers and some people from corporate can come and join you, and they'll be smaller, but they'll be things that, you know, you've earned and a lot of fun. So, and those are the trips besides the conventions, and they could be somewhere as fun as Mexico. They could be Jackson Hole. We talked about how fun that would be. Our family loves Jackson Hole. You know, we can, there's a lot of different places. That's why also, like I say, I've always loved to get distributor feedback. And these questionnaires that I'm sending out is going to be asking a lot of distributors, where would you like to go? If you could have, you know, a trip with the Mowers in our recognition program, where would you like to go? What would you like to do? You know, who should go, do you think? You know, how do we establish who goes and what that is? And I think I'll get fun because, you know, frankly, our idea of fun might not be what everybody else's is, and we want everyone to go and have a good time, and we'll go there and where we go have a blast. So get some input on that, because there's a lot of different places, and I want to hear where you guys want to go as well.
Well, definitely you got to come to rural North Dakota in the middle of the winter when it's 30 below.
No, I bet you it's cold there now. You know? No.
Yeah, it's cold. We got 3 inches of snow
Maybe
again last
like
night. But I think middle of January when it's 30 below, pack everybody up and come on up here and we'll go camping.
Camping? Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to, long underwear, coats, gloves, and
You couldn't survive. You don't have any fat on you. Why,
that's
right?
probably true. That's probably true.
You'd have to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
Go
That's
get that. Go get that wolf jacket that your dad has down at the cabin and put that on.
Oh, it's funny. My dad kind of outfits us all, with all he is the most well-equipped guy with any type of clothes. And this is not on what we're talking about, but just for fun, he gets the most amazing clothes. And when you see him at convention,
Liberace.
he just, right. So my son was going to be a Sonny and Cher for Halloween. And he said to my dad, can I through your closet? And my dad's like, oh yeah, go through my closet. And my dad was super cute and said, I got a new suit. I haven't any more. And I go open it up, and my son, I put some pictures on Facebook. Like you say, he was Liberace, and it was cute. At the end, my dad was like, oh, you have this suit. But he just, he's got a closet that's 100 times bigger than mine.
But no, you said Sonny and Cher. You said Sonny and Cher, so I'm guessing your dad probably had the Cher outfit.
He had the Sonny, which is the suit, yeah, but it was for the Sonny, and he looked crazy. It was nice.
You bet. You bet. Well, that's what I really like about Sizzle is that you guys keep it a family affair. When I was at Mower Mountain in July, I mean, it's doing the things that you guys like to do.
Well, it's all doing the things that we really do. When you talk about, coming down and getting on the horses and stuff like that, this isn't like, you go to California and you can, people have got some horses and, they take you. It was kind of funny if you remember when we were doing that race with the egg. And I mean, you had to get on a horse, you had to jump in a pond and this is in a swimming pool. This is a mossy pond, cold. Yeah, right. And exactly. And you have to get on a horse. And I remember somebody saying it was so funny, and it was 2x2, and we'd kind of show them where through it. They saw the horse and they're like, oh, we're really getting on a horse? We said, we're really getting on a horse. And they're like, oh, I thought we were doing like a stick horse thing because they'd seen that video. But the reality is this is what our family does. We've got a working cattle ranch, and it's fun for me to go on some of those rides, but the reality is they do this day in and day out and on weekends and at nights. And so I think for people to come to Mower Mountain and truly see that this is a real, I think, down-to-earth family, because I think that's how my dad was brought up. And he certainly is a self-made man who didn't come from hardly anything. And I know most of you have heard his story, but what he's built is this amazing life, but real down home values. And I think as we live our life and people come up and see it, it's exactly what it is. It's just, I say simple living, and then you see his house and everybody laughs, but it really is, right? But it's just a lot of family fun. We have a good time, and I think Mower Mountain is great. It's one of our best trips that we offer, because I think it really gives people a taste of who the Mowers are. We're in our setting, and it's just a lot of work to have all those different things we're doing, but it's fun for people to come in and truly see they are horses and there are cattle, and and it's a lot of work on that side as well as the Sizzle side. But I think it gives people a better look at who the Mowers are. And because that's the takeaway a lot of people say to me is, gosh, come in here. I mean, you guys are just pretty much, it is how it is. And I think some people may come from other meetings and stuff and not be able to have any contact or reach or interaction or time spent with some of the people that traveled. And we're so not that way. And we really want this working relationship, we work together and truly that way. And I think that surprises a lot of people. And it's one of the things I hope we never lose with Sizzle. I truly do. No matter how big we get, and we're growing every single month. I was so excited to see how much we grew last month, but I hope we never lose that for sure.
Yeah. Really, it recently, really like I grew up in small town North Dakota. I really like that small feeling that we have, that everybody's connected, everybody knows who everybody else is. To me, that's important. And even as we get super huge,
Well, and I think it even kind of, I think when people see, that I think it transfers down through the groups, because I'm so impressed by just how amazing the groups work with each other out there in the field. There's a hiccup here and there, but it's rare. And some of the issues, that I've heard about, I've got friends who work in other companies, and our distributors are just so genuine, and it translates into them getting together, working together, and so whenever it's just a great feeling. And I think our distributors maybe are, like attracts like, but they I think they like how truly my dad is just kind of out there. And I mean, he did drive his Ferrari through a field, but I mean, seriously, he's just there. And I think people are like, you do, and it's a lot of fun. And I think that kind of sets the stage for a really fun business with Sizzle.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And one of the biggest things that, like, for me as a physician, right? I mean, this I'll be going on my 33rd year as a doctor. And one of the things that got me to Sizzle was the products, right? When I heard that first audio on TSX, that's the product that got me in Sizzle. Right. And when I heard that audio, I was already looking at telomeres. I was looking at the science. I knew one of the doctors that got the Nobel Prize. And I actually know a friend of mine has been on a telomere type of product longer than anybody else on the planet. She's the longest using female on the planet with a telomere product. And so that's what got me attracted to it. But what I really like is that as a doctor, I can give these products to people, and I can almost predict reproducible results every single time. I like that. Yeah,
we're definitely a product heavy company, and sometimes we do have people who join Sizzle and they feel like we're too product heavy, but I think then as they start to use them and they see that really is the anchor in their business, because they don't ever have to worry about, like you say, a product not working. And in fact, because products like Age and TSX are so amazing, what we're finding is with these distributors who've come in on the last couple of years, they weren't there when we introduced the other amazing products that Tom has formulated. And so we're going to try and go back through. I've talked to my dad, because if you remember a couple years ago, I used to kind of just get him into a chair and literally just let him take one product and expound on it. Yeah, and he was silly and he was funny, and he swallowed paper that had the name, and he's a lot of fun. But when he really just lets loose on a product, so much science that distributors are like, wow, this is an amazing product. We need to go through those products. They weren't there for the launch of, because Tom came out with them for a reason, and it's because the science behind those other products at the time were just as amazing as TSX. And I mean, you look at Brain Vitality and the stories with Brain Vitality. Now, one thing we learned in a meeting last week, Brain Vitality is a product that's growing faster than almost any other product we have right here. And as I travel, I would have to say from day one, as you travel, and there's always a partner meeting where people get up and they do testimonials, Brain Vitality, I could not believe with each meeting, people getting up and talking about the life-changing experiences with Brain Vitality that either they or their children have had with that. It's no wonder that it's probably one of our top 10 and growing. Any products like that right now for the brain are very popular products. And we talked about turning the bottle, and Brain Vitality can be put side by side with any other product out there, and it's truly amazing. And that's another thing I really love about Sizzle is with our amazing manufacturing plant out there. I'll tell you, if there's some grease across our way, and Tom is always researching the research. One nice thing is if we do find, hey, we've got this formula, we've got new things that other people do, I'll tell you, it does not matter if we have to change registration, repay for all this registration and filing. Of course, then that means new labels and everything else. Tom will always take a product, and he's done some recently that you'll be hearing about, and changing those to really make sure that they're on the cutting edge of science, just like that he's just come out with. He is constantly going through and making sure that these products have the changes. We're about ready for some changes in transfusium. We've had transfusium out for about 5, 6, maybe 7 years. And there's been some new science in skincare that's pretty amazing. And so we're going to take a look at that one, some of our skincare products, and really boost that line and kind of give it what it needs, kind of a little recharge, and come out with that. So exciting stuff. And that's the benefit of having an amazing scientist and your own manufacturing lab and plant over there, that then you can in turn quickly make those changes when you want to. Waiting, not having it. It's just something that I think sets us far ahead of anybody out there who does not have those things. And I think you'd be surprised with companies, and that don't even know the person who's making the products, because it's truly like when someone wants to start a product, they can talk to someone who shows them different products that they can add to the line, but they don't have a scientist that truly is formulating these. They're just kind of bright stocked items from somebody's plant that a lot of other people are using that with a whole bunch of different labels on it. So I think people would really be surprised that that's what most of the competing products are out there.
You bet. You bet. That's how it really is. Folks, hey, if you just joined us, give us the thumbs up, the smiley face, give us a little heart. Let us know that you're out there. Tell us where you're from, because, we're going to use this to get this out to other people. Share it with other people. Get them. We're interviewing Leisel Mower, Tom Mower's daughter, and she's really kind of taking charge, taking the reins of the company, and I like that. And you seem like you've got your handle on it pretty darn good on things and where it's going. Like I said, the products, we've been talking about the products and some changes, some upgrades that you guys could be doing. I know when I was out visiting your dad here 2 weeks ago, he was telling me about some of the new ingredients that he's come up with, and I thought that was really, to me, it's fascinating. I like that. I'm always on the computer, and so I find all of that really, really fascinating. For everybody that's out there, what's your favorite product?
What's mine? Oh, I hate it when people ask me that, because that's so tough. Because obviously I love the skincare, and I had so much involvement in that. I absolutely love that. But I would have to say TSX. I'm just going to say TSX and Brain Vitality, in my opinion. And I love Age too, for sure. But those two products, along with Age, in my opinion, are products that I've seen the biggest difference in when I take them. And as I travel, I see people taking those products, and like I say, through the testimonials, they rise to the top every time I'm in a meeting. And I hear so many amazing things that years ago I really started to say, there must be something here, as my dad brought these out, and so many great stories. And because we have a lot of products, and that's one thing we talk about, is how many of our products overlap. And if we could sometimes, and I know Tom Jr.'s done this in the past, taking a couple products and putting them into one product is what distributors want, because you can only take so many things, and we're cognizant of that for sure. We understand that. And so we try and find many different delivery systems, and so that, we don't have, a pile of different things you're taking every way. Each product is different, like our hydrogen and how it will come out in a powder and for things like that. But for me, those two products have really, I love the science, and I love the story on them, and I love what I go out. Just for example, Denise, as I traveled, I remember she got up, and of course I'm a mom with 5 kids, and she has a son, Logan, and he's just the cutest kid, but it's cool. Now, Denise was a police officer for years and years and years, and she said she watched her son, and he just, whether it was ADD, ADHD, whatever it was, he could not be still in class. And I heard her story several times, and it just really hit me because as someone who, like I say, had kids and I would go in and read with kids, and you see the different kinds of kids and maybe what they struggle with as they sit there and try and read, and you can see how some of those problems they might have then affects other parts of their life with how well they fit in with kids or how well kids treat them. And she said she could see her son going down a path that might even result in him having issues with the law in the future, because she said he couldn't sit still. Teachers didn't want to work with him, and they didn't know what to do. He was always kind of bothering kids, not because he's a bad kid, but just because sitting still. And I remember her saying that they literally taped him and put sticky stuff all the way around a desk. And as a mom who wants to do anything for their kids, you'll try anything to help them and just get them to a point where they can learn and they like it and they're not always in trouble. And so she tried everything, and she was in tears many times, she said. And she finally went in, and she always substituted in that class as an aide. She says, because I felt if I was there and I could kind of be a buffer between him and the teacher and him and the kids and help him, just kind of give him that extra push to get him through if he probably couldn't if I weren't there. And she said, and that's what moms would get on, and any parent actually, moms and dads. And she tried Brain Vitality, and she didn't tell her, and she said that she actually had to go on a trip. And so her husband was giving him, and I can't remember, she had talked to my dad, because anytime I talk about this testimonial, I get a lot of to me and saying, or sending me a message on Facebook, what was the dosage? And I'm not sure, but she gave him whatever I think she got from my dad. And when she came back, his teacher was just saying, whatever you've done, he has been a completely different person. And she, at first, I think she said, and she was just like, what? And then she had gotten him on Brain Vitality, and the difference in how that kid was, how Logan was in his class with his friends, with his teacher, doing more and understanding. She said it was it made all the difference in a quality of life for him. And those are products. I love skincare. I love the beauty, and we'll go around, and I see a future for beauty too. But products like that change life, it's really hard to say, for me to say, my favorite product's Transfusium. When you see products like Age, you know what I'm saying, and Brain Vitality and TSX and the Triangle, truly, getting people off medicine. And of course, they have to talk to their doctors, and I don't tell anybody to do that. But again, you travel, you hear what people are able to stop taking just because they're taking the Triangle. And so to me, those two products and others, like I say, I hate it when people want me to choose one, because there's been so many amazing results with the Triangle and other products too. But those two always kind of rise to the top when I'm going around.
Yeah. I remember I was sitting with your dad out at his cabin, and out at his log home, and I was sitting on the porch, and actually my youngest boy and I were out there visiting, and I said, okay, Tom, if you could take and everybody took everything away from you and you had to take one product, what would it be? And at that time we didn't have Age pill, and he said Spectramax. I mean, he didn't even think about it, just Spectramax, right? And he said because nobody realized how powerful that product really is, how much research and how much science and how many ingredients are actually in there. And when you compare it to any other product, right? So it's interesting to see your perspective. I asked T3, I asked Thomas Jr. What his favorite was this summer when I was out at Mower Mountain. And he said Brain Vitality, right? Just like that. He didn't even think about it. So it's interesting to see kind of all your perspectives. I mean, if Brain Vitality helps with ADHD, you probably should give your dad a little more just to settle him down.
I know, right? Kind of calm him down.
Right. Tom, take a little more Brain Vitality, Dad. But, no. So
just flip it in his drink.
Right? Flip it in his drink. But I can tell you, there's so many testimonials that I have. And my dad went to Mayo Clinic. He had 5 years ago, he had cancer. They told me he had 5 years to live. He'll turn 81 here in a couple weeks, and he's doing amazing. The doctors at Mayo told him, well, you don't need to come back for 6 months now because he's doing so well without making any claims, just saying he's doing so well. They're basically saying, look, you're going to live a long time now. So they've changed their story from this to that. And I just love it. You know, so, you know, as we kind of wind down to the last couple minutes, you're going down to Australia. This is, I think Aaron said in February, right?
Yep. We haven't got the dates nailed down. Thomas and I, yesterday when we were in my office, kind of went over a couple, and we'll nail that down because I know our distributors need to plan and get ready for it. So I think this next week we'll have one meeting where we nail it down, and I think we're going to hop over to New Zealand. And so I'm excited. Thomas hasn't been there, so this will be all new for him. I love Australia. I've just always kind of had a good time with our Australian distributors. You know, they're funny. They love to joke, kind of like us, you know, all of us in the U.S. And I've just had a great time always going to Australia, knowing the distributors, and I've made some great friends there. So I love to go back and see how they're doing, and I especially love to see, and I think, you know, it's always exciting, and I know that one year, or, you know, those months, October was difficult, but people are building again, and they're really seeing, you know, no changes in, and this process and the packaging looks amazing, and we're growing, and I love to go back and really see the growth and see people, because besides health, which is so important, one of the great things about this opportunity is what you know every single day is the freedom that it gives you to do the things that you want to do. Several through the years have been rid of side jobs, you know, some of them single moms like me, who, you know, that extra money, even with the job they work, means a lot to them. I love to see that Leisel can do that, you know, and go on trips that they might be able to earn. So I love Australia. I'm excited to go back. Like I say, we've got some fun things. We really want to go there with the bang. I hope we have the hydrogen product to take there. And if talking to my dad this last week, you know, anything, I think we might be able to really go there and train on that product and have people have access to it. And it'll be exciting.
Right. Well, two things, you know, that kind of popping in my head. Two things that are popping in my head. Number one, so are we going to have H2 by next Thursday?
Oh gosh, don't put me under the microscope here.
Come on.
What has my dad announced?
Next Thursday?
Did he?
Yes. He always jumped the gun, because in his head it was already done 2 months ago.
Right, and he just can, you know, just get it done. He just figures go up there, and it takes sometimes a little bit longer, and we want to live and have a lot of the supporting materials. I think that's one thing that we're doing a lot better that we haven't done is when we come out with a product, and you could see we come out with Ripped, we try out with a lot of materials that you guys need to be able to support that. It's very hard to talk about products when you don't have any brochures and stuff. And we've got this new skincare brochure coming that talks all about skincare line and how you use it, in what order, and what each product does. And so we want to come out with pieces like that for the hydrogen. So I'm not thinking Thursday, but hey, if my dad has said it, then maybe.
I like that. Maybe. That's the way to end it.
Maybe.
So, okay, so another maybe that I know a lot of people want me to ask you this question. I mean, I can see the names up and down on my screen going, ask her this, ask her. New Zealand.
Get me in trouble.
New Zealand.
What? What about, are we going there?
Yeah, when?
We're going there when we go to Australia.
Really? Is it now to just check on things, to go hunting, to go fishing, or to work?
No, to work. And to talk about a founders club there and some other amazing things. So yeah, we'll be going there to work.
So as soon as you make the official announcement of your schedule in Australia, we can kind of assume that that also is going to mean that that's about when New Zealand's going to open.
Absolutely. When we announce Australia, you'll see that announcement then. And unless something comes up that changes that, and I don't know, did someone just give you the thumbs up like, yes, you I'll probably, my dad will call. We're not going, you're fired. But no, we're totally planning on it. And like I say, unless something changes, we've got some fun plans for there, and we'll announce that next week so that the distributors who want to join us there can do that as well.
You bet. Well, I'll be in Australia at the same time, so if you're going there, all you have to do is let me know, and I'll buy that plane ticket to hop over to New Zealand at the same time, because I'd like to do that.
I didn't know that you were going at the same time.
Oh yeah, I already bought my plane tickets. I'm leaving on the 26th of January, and I'll be in Australia until the 28th of February. I'm going to be there a month.
Oh, because I was going to say, how do you know when we're going? But if you're there for a whole month, it doesn't matter, huh? You'll see us.
I'm there for the whole month. Hey, folks, we're on the air. We're on here live. Give us the thumbs up. Give us the smiley face, the little heart symbol. Tell us where you're from. You let us know. And when you're watching the video, if you're watching the recording of the video, let us know those things. Share it with people. Share it with people often. We're interviewing Leisel Mower, daughter of the famous Tom Mower, right? Everybody knows that last name. I mean, whether they're in Sizzle or not, you mention the Mower, and they're like, oh, God, yeah, we know them. On closing, Leisel, I'm just going to kind of hand it over to you. Is there anything that you can think of that you just want to say to everybody? I mean, things that maybe they can do to improve their business, because like I said, we're kind of really a strong product company versus being a lot of hype. We're really strong on the product. Any clues you can give people that they can take so they can double, triple, quadruple their business in the next 6 months?
Building your business. Okay, one thing I think that will help build your business that we're working on is more samples. When we talk to, and you'll have to read me some of the questions because I don't see them, but more samples for distributors. It's like Exfolium, such an amazing product. And it's the perfect product to be in sachets so that you can kind of hand those out. And I think we're trying to kind of find a way to come up with, samples are expensive, and if distributors want us to invest in that because they'll buy them, then of course, we'll kind of head down that road. But we're trying to find like those pieces that help you build your business, and we're hearing that samples could really do that. And right now we're working together, and I heard in the meeting last week, and let me turn that because my dad not saying I'm fired, but just those pieces that you need. One thing I think that could be helpful, and I think as we develop this recognition program and we start to get these clubs and founders clubs and stuff, is to get that feedback from distributors of where you guys would like to see us go. And I'm going to be announcing a new email address so that you guys can send in that information to us. But things have calmed down for sure. And where in the last year, it's kind of been a reactive focus for us to kind of take care of the things. And I think that we're not, still working on that because we realize distributors have issues and they're constantly, especially talking to Thomas T3, and he'll help fix the issues that are still there. But I think we really have worked on our communication, and I think we're going to even expand even more so that you guys feel that not only that you have access to get the answers that you need, but that you have access to kind of help turn the company to where you would like it to go and where you want to see it expand. And many times, when people will send us emails, they'll say, hey, this company's coming out with this product. It looks amazing. And we get our ideas from you guys many times. And you'll say, hey, this looks awesome. Take a look at this. Sometimes, my dad can look at it and say, this product is so old science, or he can look and say, I'm looking at that already. But I think taking control and working with us, you guys know what is there to talk to people, and people, we do have a new product, and I'm not even going to say anything about it, but people will be so excited about it. And that came from a lot of people saying, hey, where are we going with this? Are we going anywhere with it? I think everybody will be super surprised when we do. It's going to be, in my opinion, the the most crazy hot product that Sizzle has ever had. And like I say, I think that comes from you guys, and we want more of that. And we're going to give you guys those avenues to hear you on that, and whether it has to do with the promos. And I think that's another thing too. Promos to help build your business. And Milo has been great that way in the U.S. to make sure there's a promo every month, and he'll come. I've received emails from Pat Garrett and others who say, because there was a month that we didn't have a promo, there were some things going on. He said, please don't stop the promos. They're building my business. He says, I honestly didn't think promos would build my business that much, but he says, these promos every month, my business is growing from the promos. And that, because it's nice to have something that we do, but then to hear the feedback that it's building their business. So then we met to kind of say, okay, instead of maybe just products you can get at a discount or whatever, let's do promos to help them build their business, and get some people ranking up within their downlines. And so we're trying to take all of those things that we hear back from you and make it so that we can support you in building your business. But a lot of that comes from you guys. We're missing this, and recognition was one of them. Through the years, people saying, how come we don't have any recognition beyond, the pins and that? And we kind of took a look at that. And of course, last year we were too much but we're now truly bringing out a great program. But to help us build your business, truly talk with us and communicate of what you'd like us to bring, because I think you'd be surprised the suggestions that come through that we really say, hey, this sounds great, and we really can move on them and do them.
All right.
Does that make sense?
It really does. Well, Leisel, we're at the bottom of the hour here, and thank you for joining us. Thanks for taking time out of your day. I know it's a Friday night. You probably got a hot date going on, and So.
No, I'm actually very bored. I'm going out to get the leaves up, so I'm a very boring person.
Me too. Here I am working every Friday.
Good for you, and that's going to build your business. So good for you.
Yeah,
and
I love
thanks
it.
for having me. I love it. Let me just say in closing, I'm so excited to go to Australia. Australia is growing. I think Australia has grown so fast in the past that it's a country that always has been, whether it was with our previous company or Sizzle, one of our fastest growing countries. And so we love to support you guys there. Us coming down, when we met, we said we didn't want to go down just to go down. So I think you guys will be excited to see that when Thomas and I go down, almost everything we come to talk about in February will be new stuff. So really exciting. New stuff.
Excellent. And then we're getting a meeting put together for Minneapolis, Minnesota here next spring. And your dad has said he's going to come in and do the talk there. So it's going to be right around opening fishing time. So I'm going to get him out fishing in Minnesota at the same time.
Oh, boy. Well, he'll love that. So good.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. Maybe we can have a Sizzle fishing contest. So.
Yes, we didn't do too well at the pond at Mower Mountain, so we got to take it to
but those are like pet fish, right? You got to throw them back. They're pets.
Yeah, you do. That's true. Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Leisel. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Again, give us the old thumbs up. I mean, we're trying to do this live every Friday. Give us the old thumbs up, the little heart symbol, smiley face. Share this with people, and I'll have the video produced here within the hour, and we can get that. Thanks, Leisel. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
You too.